This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
There we go. How are you, Zarn?
Fantastic, Michael. How are you?
Very, very good, thank you. It's good to catch up again. Episode 361, Aussie Mac Zone.
Excellent.
You're just doing...
I'm here.
All right. You're there.
I was just sharing it to the people.
Yeah.
And make sure they know that we're live.
Excellent. So, a warning issued for millions of new iPhone 12 users, for I'm one of them. We'll get back to that. Forbes reports Apple new iPhone 12, 12 range is selling like hotcakes, but millions of potential upgraders should now hold fire. Don't do it. Spotted by Mac Rumors, large number of users reporting FMS messaging on their iPhone 12 models is broken. Complaints range from being unable to send or receive SMS to missing messages in group chats and no notifications for the SMS messages which do get through. The problem also appears to be hitting some older models as well, which I can confirm that as well. When we upgraded Karen's phone, straight away we had an issue sending. So,
there you go.
So it must have something to do with with iOS 14.2.
14.2. Yeah.
Yes, I believe it is. So definitely hold off until you know that that's been cured, because I know for a fact it hasn't been cured yet. I even had to restart my phone today to try and resolve it.
Yep.
So, yes. So please, everybody, with your running 14.2, be aware there are some challenges. So maybe not upgrade yet, etc. But yeah, go for there.
Yeah. If I look like I'm rubbing my shoulder or anything like that, it's because I've actually really hurt it quite badly, and I'm sort of just nursing it through the show.
Good boy.
So excuse me if I'm like, oh, it's really sore.
Stop being a pussy. Come on.
I know, right? Walk it off. It's just a flesh burn.
That's right. Mac up. Story 2.
Yes. Pandemic sends Optus on AU 262 million drop in first half net loss territory. ZNet reports Singaporean-owned Australian telco Optus reported on last Thursday it was the latest telco to have its earnings smashed by the global pandemic and associated downturn. Across the half year to September 30th, Optus saw a revenue drop of 9% to AU 4.1 billion, while earning before interest, tax,
depreciation, amortization, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Fell by almost a third to AU 997 million.
That's
By
right.
the time the numbers hit the bottom line, the telco reported a net loss of 27 million compared to AU 235 million in profit posted for the first half of 2019. It is consumer business revenue, and the EBITDA was down by 11% to AU 3.4 billion and 31% to AU 924 million or 924 million respectively. The company received AU 209 million in payments for NBN, a drop of 27% compared to last year. Optus mobile service revenue down by 2% as customer growth, roaming and prepaid revenue were impacted by COVID-19 lockdown and global travel restrictions, which resulted in reduced inbound and outbound travellers and fewer overseas students to Australia. The company said operating revenue was also impacted by Optus COVID-19 customer support measures. The telco, without the impact of the pandemic, it would have reportedly low single-digit growth. More than
Yes.
that. So, there.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, it's big numbers still, but aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're huge numbers, but we're going to see more of this anyway. We need to understand what's happened, and I think people are shocked, like, "Oh my God, we've lost this much money." Of course, you have.
Yes.
We all, have lost out this year. Maybe not in the billions of dollars, but we've definitely all lost out in some, way or form or way, So we need to expect this to happen, and after this we are gonna have to rebuild certain things, and hopefully we will rebuild in a better way anyway. So,
yeah, there's a story about that shortly, actually.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So that Peter McKinnon MagSafe Wallet video proves what's wrong with the tech world. So when slating a product gets clicks and views, guess what happens? So Apple announced the leather wallet with MagSafe alongside the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro lineups last month, and it's been getting heat ever since. Things got worse when reviewers were seated with the thing and the videos started to appear on YouTube, and then things got a bit silly. We've all seen the videos, people taking their iPhone 12 with the leather case stuck to the back and then making it fall off. Now, we're not talking about the case for the phone, we're just talking about the wallet bit that sticks on, right?
Yeah.
When they put it in the pocket. The takeaway? Using the leather wallet with MagSafe would drive you insane, because it would be forever falling off your iPhone every time it goes near a pocket. Seems fair enough, really. McKinnon really seems to like this thing, but if you pay attention to what he's saying and showing, I think he stumbled upon a problem. Not a problem with the wallet, but a problem with the way things work in the tech world. See, on the subject of the wallet falling off whenever it goes within a 3-mile radius of your pocket, McKinnon has other thoughts. The wallet, he says, attaches perfectly fine and can't be shaken off when it's attached properly. Going further, he showed that what happened when he put his iPhone 12 Pro Max, a gargantuan slab of glass and wallet, into the pocket of his skinny jeans. Spoiler, it was fine. But how can that be? We've seen YouTube videos, Instagram posts and Twitter comments waxing poetic about just how woeful a leather wallet is. So what gives? Does McKinnon have a special wallet? Special magnetic jeans?
No.
No. He just puts the thing into his pocket like someone who isn't trying to make the wallet fall off every time.
Exactly. Look, you got to understand too, like, there's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be paid naysayers, especially in today's age. So people are being paid to bag something out.
Yes.
And that's what you got to remember. So, yes, they're going to make it look like it falls off all the time because they're getting paid to. This happens with all new technology.
Like every time we click on a post, like click on a YouTube video, someone makes a little bit. I won't say someone. Some of them make a little bit of money.
That's right.
All right. So just keep that in mind.
If you're an influencer,
yes,
and you're offered a certain amount of money to do something, even if it is not the most honest thing, some people are going to take that money, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it won't be dishonest. They can just do things that attract more attention.
Yeah.
Without making it dishonest. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me. I'm not calling anyone dishonest.
That's. What about gaming? Have we got any gaming?
We do.
Because we've got no entertainment. I've got no entertainment for you.
Oh, well, okay, look. So, gaming, I played the Pathless. And I spoke about it, remember, when I went back and I said there's some new games coming out. We're waiting for them to be released. So, the Pathless. This game was so good. Oh, my God. It was so good. from sliding and sliding while shooting flaming arrows, massive ninja jumps, following the path of the Pathless was a breath of fresh air. After a few weeks of games that I'd tried and were feeling a little bit lackluster, I'm like, oh, that sucks. I wish it was better. Then I finally played the Pathless. I should have done it first because it's visually stunning with a storyline that matches that. I don't have enough words to explain how cool this game is. If you like ninjas, we all like ninjas, who am I kidding?
That's right.
And if you like shooting flaming arrows by sliding through the air and doing all that cool ninja stuff, we all do, then this game is for you. Yeah, not only that, you need to collect certain items to solve the puzzles, the mother animals and all this sort of stuff. I'm not going to give too much away because I really don't want to say too much about the game because I want you all to play it. So I'm going to give it 4 apples out of 5.
Yeah.
Because it's that good. I can't find anything wrong with it. I'm just giving it 4 apples out of 5 because yeah. But I insist all our viewers play it. I insist. And then you have to write back to me telling me how good it is because I know how good it is and you need to tell me.
Yeah.
So this is how much I love this game. I think everyone should download it from the arcade app. Everyone should play it. Everyone should, unleash their inner child and their inner ninja and just have a great go at it because it was just fantastic. So yeah, the Pathless.
So did you enjoy it? Did you?
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah. Excellent. Now we've got some more about our Apple versus Epic.
We do. So, federal judges toss out Apple's theft claims on ongoing Epic game legal fight. MacRoom has reported a California federal judge on Tuesday dismissed some of Apple's counterclaims against Epic Games in its... Oh, hi, Kellyanne. Epic Games is... on Tuesday dismissed some of Apple's counterclaims against Epic Games in its ongoing antitrust battle over Apple's App Store fees. This is via Bloomberg. Apple and Epic have been in a legal fight since August. Not this year, last year.
Uh-huh.
So when Apple removed Fortnite from the App Store after Epic Games introduced a direct payment option in the app, defying the App Store rules. Epic Games promptly filed a lawsuit against Apple, accusing the company of anti-competitive actions. In September this year, Apple filed a countersuit. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by the lovely lady calling me handsome.
You're obviously not watching the video.
No, but you can hear my sultry voice. In September, Apple filed countersuit to stop the game maker from using its own payment system for Fortnite. Apple accused Epic of theft and sought extra monetary damages beyond breach of contract. In October this year, Epic filed a motion ahead of Tuesday's hearing seeking the dismissal of Apple's counterclaim of intentional interference with prospective and economic advantage and conversion along with the punitive damage bid. On Tuesday, this week, last week, on Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Gonzalez Rogers granted Epic Games' motion for judgment, throwing out Apple's 2 claims of lost App Store fees and other monetary damages. This is a high-stakes breach of contract case and antitrust case, and that's all in my view, Gonzalez told Apple's lawyers. According to Bloomberg, you can't just say it's independently wrongful. You actually have to have facts, the judge said. adding that the rest of the breach of contract case moves forward. Apple told Bloomberg that it disagreed with the judge's decision, adding that it was clear that Epic breached its contract with the company. Epic in October had a preliminary injunction dismissed by the same judge, meaning Fortnite will remain unavailable on the App Store for the duration of the lawsuit, assuming that the app remains in violation of the App Store review guidelines.
Yeah.
The case continues.
That's right. Absolutely. And we'll keep you up. Plenty more to go yet.
Oh, my God.
It's probably got a couple of years for us to entertain ourselves.
It does. And it is clear that they have breached a contract here. There was no way they were allowed to have in-game purchasing.
That's right.
It's clear in their contract. So they have breached a contract. And the judge clearly has agreed with that, but they're not agreeing with Apple wanting money back, which is a bit silly. If they've broken their contract, then clearly they should owe punitive damages. But again, who am I to say? I'm definitely not a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's more of that story if you like in our notes. There always is. You should know that by now. Our awesome, wonderful watchers and listeners. So entertainment news? Anything in entertainment news?
Got nothing for entertainment this week at all.
Got nothing for entertainment this week? Well, the release of was an album. What album was it? Wasn't. Well, no, okay, I've lost it now. Doesn't matter. There's an album I was listening to, and now I can't remember the name of the band or the album because I've got a mind blank.
Okay. Well, good things for when we're stuck indoors, right? Because we're stuck. Still South Australia's even more stuck indoors.
Yeah, they are.
Double check your backups are working.
Yes.
Make sure like there's programs like Carbon Copy Cloner, etc.
Yeah.
That you can do backups and just backups, individual folders or back up your iCloud account to a hard drive at home.
Yeah.
Things like that. So something to do indoors when you're stuck at home. Instead of just sitting there watching a video or whatever, make sure all your backups are working properly. Double check them. Things like that. It's certainly worth remembering.
It really is worth remembering because it's really easy to lose data, that especially if you're not paying attention. That's you know who I'm talking to.
But also, just when you're up, because Big Sur's just come out, people are going to start doing it.
That's right.
Things can go wrong.
I'm poking fun, but the person I'm talking about is an avid Apple user, has been since the late 80s, early 90s, knows what they're doing, and just happened to accidentally delete an unnamed file.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's right.
So, so we just want to be very careful because it's not just you noobs that are out there thinking, oops, I've done this. We also, Apple people, can also make mistakes.
Yeah, so it's always...
We're not just warning you, we're warning everybody because we care.
That's right. And we're all known to make mistakes. We're just trying to reduce them.
Yes.
That's why we back up before we do anything.
Yes.
So...
Story 4.
Google Photos to end free unlimited storage from June next year. Now... That's fine. I'll go on with that in a minute. But they actually said this would be free forever.
They did.
So, for the people that already signed up, it should still be free forever.
Yeah.
But anyway, they've got a business to run, but they should not have said it was free forever.
They never should have been. I agree. I knew this was coming too, and
So ZDNet reports the only users that will exempt from the policy change are Pixel smartphone users. Okay. Google has announced that it will soon start charging for Google Photos storage once users upload more than 15 gigabytes into their accounts after providing the free service for 5 years, which is great. The change, which will occur on the 1st of June 2021, will mean users must pay for additional storage on Google One if they wish to upload photos beyond the free 15 gig limit. Now, just for example, Apple give you 5 gig, not 15, right? So
that's true. They do only give you 5 gig.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay for extra storage.
That's right. The only users will exempt will be Pixel smartphone users who will still be able to upload high-quality photos without any limits after June next year. In making the announcement, Google said photos of videos uploaded in high quality prior to the 1st of June 2021 would not be counted towards the 15 gig of storage. Other policy changes that were announced by Google were updates to Google Drive, also from the 1st of June 2021 onwards. Google Workspace, documents, spreadsheets, drawings and forms will start to count towards a Google storage space, including the 15 gig storage limit. According to Google, the policy changes are an attempt to bring our policies more in line with industry standards. Google added that it would be also delete any data from inactive accounts that have been inactive for 2 years, and they would send you lots of emails and stuff before that 2 years, just so you know.
Well, for one, you're right. They said it'd be free forever. 2, if it's Google Photo and stuff like that, why is spreadsheet, drawing, workspace, document, Google, all that sort of stuff going towards that limit? I don't understand.
Because they're saying there's your 15 gig of free space. Those documents that you're creating. And it's a lot of documents. Like spreadsheets have got to be pretty big to use up 1 meg, let alone, And people are dumping stuff onto Google because it's free.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. We use Google at school.
Yeah, yep.
And so all the kids have a Google account. They use Google Classrooms. We use documents. We use all of that.
Yeah, there's not many schools that don't use Google. I know that for a fact.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And so where does it stand with that sort of thing?
Yeah,
where does it? And so
haven't heard
exactly. Yeah. So they need to definitely release some more information on this, because where do these public schools stand on this data limit when you've got what is it? Well, for instance, say you got 1,000 kids.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but each kid's got their own individual.
They do. That's right. But that's still, kids put a lot of silly stuff. They might type 3 words on a page, leave it. And they might do that. 1,600 times.
So anyway, we'll see. Wait and see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Now, this story is the one I was talking about with how the future's going to change.
Yes.
And this is not only IT based, but of course, and it's about Services Australia, which is, all the dole queues and stuff, or the COVID queues, or whatever you want to call them. That's where you go, Services Australia.
Yeah. So Service Australia has a lot of data, and it's trying to use it for the greater good. ZNet again, CEO says that the agency isn't going back to pandemic service and design. Service Australia CEO Rebecca Skinner joined the agency in March, a week before the country started to feel the impact of COVID-19. She said the pandemic fast-tracked the agency's focus on agility, but throughout the use of human-centered design had helped it make quick changes. So anyway, we know for years that digital and mobile was where we were headed. Agile, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
But now, I seriously took my glasses off 5 minutes ago. But now, this thing called pandemic on our doorstep, meaning we needed to be advancing quickly towards the future. He said, speaking at the Digital Transformation Agency's Human-Centered Services Digital Summit on Thursday, there's no pandemic playbook you can pull off the shelf and manage this. Our pathway to the future is through human-centered design, with thousands of citizens flocking to Centrelink shop fronts to determine if they qualify for support. Skinner detailed what the agency did to up its response to those making job seeker claims. In the public sector, it's easy to think about the scale of what we're facing as the problem, but every startup funder will tell you scale like this is the holy grail, because it's scale that gives you data, and it's the data that gives you information and intelligence about your systems in action, she said. Staff were taking tens of thousands of phone calls, Skinner said, with speech analytic that was an asset, a bank of intelligence. We could take thousands of hours of audio and work out very quickly what people were finding difficult, she said. Service Australia also had online interaction data. Here's a lot of people logging in MyGov navigation to Centrelink, starting a job seeker payment claim and stopping somewhere in the process before they hit submit. Having they moved to JobKeeper, or are they just stuck in a Bermuda Triangle called the next step? She continued, well, with a program called Tealeaf, we could track the customer pathways and work out what was happening. The agency also had screens and screens of payment and performance data. We started to build a data heat map who's accessing what and where. How is this changing? And do we have the capacity in place to respond? Skinner said we could monitor all these things and report the information to the government day to day. In future, we want to make it more like minute to minute. The agency has since pushed out a new guide after sending it through 2 rounds of testing with customers. She said there was an immediate uptick in the number of people who moved from the guide to MyGov, and decline in people going straight from the job seeker claim guide to the phone us page. Also, helping the agency, she said, was public servants temporarily moving into frontline roles, including the IT department team. Now, they had to use the system they built. There are 3 of them that our customer-facing staff have to grapple with, often simultaneously, all designed differently and using different words, Skinner explained. It turns out that working in 3 separate systems while you're trying to help a customer isn't anyone's idea of a great design.
Very true.
It is. It's very true. There's more in the notes. It's a great story.
Yep.
And Services Australia through this all have just been phenomenal. I know a lot of people have complained, but dealing with this many people unemployed all of a sudden and
yes.
actually getting on top of it, helping people, paying people more money and keeping them afloat when they didn't know how they were going to.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan
credits
of
where it's due.
Absolutely. I'm not a big fan of this government, but the way Service Australia handled this situation was fantastic. So,
and we can see why with things like that Tealeaf app,
Yep.
Tealeaf background, keeping an eye on what's going on and other things.
Yeah.
How to improve it, making the designers.
I know some people. Exactly. I know some people found it hard to get onto JobKeeper and things like that. But again, when they are on the phones or whatever, and they are using 3 different systems, and it's only human to human. We can only do so much, especially in an IT format. We can only do so much, and we can only work so fast.
Yeah, and there's not many products are designed to scale from, 50,000 people to 1 million people overnight. That's right. There's not many products that'll even do that. No.
And they didn't crash. They just kept going. They kept pushing through. They hired more people. So and they got the job done as best they could. So yeah.
So credit where it's due. Yeah, and we thank them for their services.
Absolutely.
So excellent. So any more stories? Because we're on our last one. Anything you can think of?
No.
Nah. Well, I'll bring one up first because it's what I'm using as my camera at the moment.
Yeah.
I got last Friday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was the second person in the shop getting my new 12 mini, and I chose a mini. I can't believe how close it is in size to the iPhone 5, everybody.
I've seen this phone. It's small. It is an iPhone. It looks like an iPhone 5. It honestly does.
So I've gone to the mini from a standard 11, but even to the point where as soon as I picked it up, I started hitting the top right-hand side, thinking, because that's where the button used to be to close the screen.
That's right. Yeah.
Not towards the top on the right-hand side, but it used to be on the top, and I was
on the top. Yeah.
Just mentally, my finger started hitting there. It was just thinking it was an iPhone 5.
It's funny how muscle memory would do something like that too.
Yeah, just boom, straight in a couple of years and bang. So yes, there's been troubles with messaging, and there's a couple other things where, I've had trouble answering, sliding to answer the phone. All right, so I've got to hit the button and then slide, and it'll answer the phone. I have put a screen protector on it. Whether that's causing some challenges at the moment, I don't know. But I only had it for I went and got a screen protector. I got the phone Saturday morning, got the screen protector. Sorry, got the Friday morning, got the phone. Saturday morning, it already had a couple of scratches on, like when you cleaned it and had a close look. So yeah, and also I'd just like to point out. So for anyone thinking of changing that's using an eSIM, you have to go to Telstra, for example. You have to go to the shop. They, stop it working on one phone and then scan a new QR code from a card, and that gets it working on on your new phone. Took about 10 minutes to do. I had to line up for about 20 minutes, but that's the way it is at the moment. And the guys, so like Telstra is one of the worst companies I deal with.
Yes, they are.
When I'm talking talking to the people on the internet side of things, right?
Yeah.
But my shop, I go to the Telstra shop in South Penrith. So when I got my iPhone 11 last year and we were doing the QR code and stuff, they were awesome, and they were learning at the same time. And the same thing with the changeover now. The guy knew exactly what he was doing because he'd already done a couple, like 2 weeks ago. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. Like the service again, 12 months ago, and here, South Penrith store, perfect. So I hope they use that store as an example forever because they're being awesome, the people there. So I just give them credit. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's not a thing where you can just. There's no telcos in Australia when you're changing or SIM from one phone to another. You've got to go to the telco to do it. You could do it over the phone.
Yeah.
Right? I chose to go to the telco. You could probably do it over the phone, but you got to show ID and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
which is fair enough too, because I don't want people getting my, saying they're me and getting my numbers and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
Now, so we're on to Apple's One More Thing event, which was after our show last week.
Yeah.
So Justine and I agree having John Hodgman back is awesome. and the best way to end the event. So I'm just going to chuck a picture up now. There he is there. Even my wife had a laugh about him at the end because I just showed her just that part of, and it was a great way to end the event with him there. So, yeah.
He's a very funny man. The ads he did,
such a simple,
Yeah, the ads he did through the early noughties and late 90s were fantastic. Him and Justin Long.
And they did so many. I didn't realise how many they actually did. There is so many.
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, and there's also, just for people who want to look at the nostalgia, if they go and look at the English version, they're different.
Yep.
Then it's not Hodgman and Long.
And Justin Long. Yep.
Nah, it's another two British actors who I can't, just off the top of my head, can't think of the name, but you do know them.
Yep.
And they're still very funny. Right?
Excellent.
So for the English, they had their own, so it was good.
That's right. We got these guys.
Yeah.
So we
did all right as well.
Yeah.
But those that like to go and look at YouTube, have a look at the English version of the.
Yeah,
Mac
I will.
PC
Actually, I'll look that up tonight.
Yep. So I've got a MacBook Air on order. It's exactly when I get it, I'm not 100% sure yet.
Yeah.
And I was amazed that they released 3 computers at the event.
Yeah.
The MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro 13-inch, both at the same price as the Intel ones.
Yeah.
And basically, they've made them exactly the same, except they've changed some chips on the logic board. Basically, that's all there is.
Yeah.
So they can keep the price the same. But even the Mac Mini, they've made it at $100 off the previous price, which I thought was astounding. Yeah. They're all getting good raps from people who are actually using them, but can't really talk about them.
Yeah.
And now, remember, these are their top-selling Macs. Those laptops are the top-selling Macs.
Yeah.
So to start with their most loved models shows a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And here are some of the hands-on tests. With Apple's first Apple Silicon Macs due to arrive in the coming days, early benchmark testing on Wednesday reveals the company's new M1 chip outperforms top Intel-based machines. A Geekbench test result from MacBook Air 10,1, the designation for Apple's just announced MacBook Air with the M1 chip, reveals a single-core score of 1687 and a multi-core score of 7433. The 8-core processor was clocked at 3.2 gigahertz. By comparison, aggregate scores compiled by the benchmark site show the M1 blowing past all mobile Macs, all current Mac Mini configurations, and a healthy portion of iMac specs, and that includes the late 2019 MacBook Pro with Intel Core i9, clocked at 2.4 gigahertz. So we wait for the new Macs on Friday and hope to see. I've got relaxed results, but hope to see the results on the weekend. Read battery life and speed, doing normal stuff with normal apps.
Absolutely.
So people can say, like I did watch a video for 17 hours, or I did, scan the internet for 10 hours without the battery moving. Things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something very much to look forward to. And hopefully I can get mine on Friday. Hopefully.
Awesome.
Hopefully. It's big, very, very expensive month.
Yes.
Very expensive month. But anyway, live on the edge. What can I say?
That's it. Do it.
So,
what are you doing with your old one?
So, show promotion, show notes. Sorry, firstly, I've got to apologise because we're doing YouTube Live and Facebook Live right now. And we're using the new StreamYard method of streaming.
Yes.
It's reduced my time a little bit in getting the shows out. And I got them out, like after we did the show last week, I got them out within like 20 minutes. Then on Friday afternoon, I realised I hadn't put the show notes up. Then when I went to do them, then I realised, I hadn't put last week's show notes up. So there was 2 weeks show notes I hadn't done.
You told me you've done your notes.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I've done your notes. And I checked, and I'm like, well, where are your notes?
Yeah. Yeah. That made me go mental, that did, because you told me you'd done them. But yeah, so the show notes weren't up. Then I realized, because I overwrite them every week, I went, oh, how am I going to get those old show notes back?
Yeah.
Then I realized I could go into iCloud and do a restore from basically iCloud keeps stuff longer than you think. Right?
Yes.
They keep it for a month or 2 months, and I managed to go back in iCloud and find the document I was looking for.
That's excellent.
And I got them back. So yes, our show promotion, the show notes each week. Yes, each week now that I've realised I've been such a slacker. The link being
AussieMaxZone.com.au AMZ 361.
Yeah.
361.
There you'll see the last
there you'll
6
see,
weeks.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, there you'll see the last 6 weeks of show notes. You can email us at
Michael or Zarn at AussieMaxZone.com.au. And remember, Zarn's asking you to talk about the games.
I am. So you can also find us. Just search for Aussie Max Zone on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or wherever you like to cast.
That's right.
So I want to hear from you guys. So please email us. It doesn't matter who you email. One of us will get it, and one of us will read it, and one of us will share it with the other one.
That's right.
So tell me what you think of the Pathless. Tell me what you want me to review. Tell us what you want us to have a look at. You know, if there's something in the Apple Store that you're interested in and you want us to have a look at it, we can go have a look at it. We can, you know, that sort of stuff. We're happy to make you happy, are we not?
That's exactly right. We are.
Excellent.
Just get to there. Don't forget, Apple News, do a search for Aussie Max Zone, and there you'll find, for example, some stories from last week. Just from the Apple News event, and I think there was something else I posted. As well. Thanks to our supporters, you, our listeners, the most important people.
Absolutely.
Listeners, and please just go into your whatever podcast app you're using and like us, you know, give us a rating, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. And over to Zarn for the sign-off, please, sir.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Couldn't do it without you. Remember, an apple a day keeps your androids away. There you go. Bye.
I just got to get to the right pace here. Hang on, I'm at the wrong... There you go.